Connor. He's 4 months. I heard about this group through my cousin, who's a first-time mom and just starting out breastfeeding. So she found you on Facebook.
My name is Melanie Cockrell, and I found out about the Marvelous Milky Mamas, I believe last summer at the Big Latch On. It was the first time I'd really heard about it.
I am Keely Carter, and I have been with the Marvelous Milky Mamas a year ago this weekend. This was my first meeting last year.
Christine Crook. I've been breastfeeding my son for 7.5 months now, and I heard about Marvelous Milky Mamas through the Macomb Wick breastfeeding program.
Hi, my name is Shannon. I have been breastfeeding my son for 26 months. I found out about Marvelous Milky Mamas with a flyer that came in the mail when my son was about 9 months old. So since I've been since the first meeting, so about a year and a half.
Ashley Tab. I've been breastfeeding my daughter for 13 months. I heard about Marvelous Milky Mamas through friends, and this is actually my year anniversary with them. So,
my name is Ashley King. I've been breastfeeding for 2 years.
My name is Jordan Harrison. I've been breastfeeding Ezra for 15 months. I joined up with Marvelous Milky Mamas about a year ago in June of 2015 when my son was 3 months old.
Sarah George. I've been with Milky Mamas for a year. I nursed my son for 18 months, and I'm on 13 months with my daughter.
Hi, my name is Melissa, and this is Calliope, and I have been breastfeeding for 7.5 weeks since she's only 7.5 weeks old. And I heard about Marvelous Milky Mamas from my twin sister, Christine.
Who was the most supportive, and how did they help you through the rough times?
Probably my mom. Being a young mom, I had my son at 19. It was not something that people thought you did at 19 years old. It was, you go straight to the easy way, formula feeding, bottle feeding. And I was determined to do that, and about the only support I had was my mom.
Actually, my twin sister, she was pregnant at the time when I had him, and his father's not in the picture, so we lived together, and every time it would get really difficult at nighttime with him wanting to nurse all the time, or my breasts were hurting and stuff like that, she would come and pick him up and hold him for a second so I could get a breather, or she would just always be there to give me encouragement, like, you're doing a great job, and you can do this, I believe in you, believe in yourself, it's just a moment in time.
What made you want to breastfeed, and did your reasons change throughout your journey?
I knew it was the most natural and the best food for him, instead of the processed stuff that's out on the market. And since things ended up going so smoothly, fortunately enough, I never really changed my mind.
Originally, I wanted to breastfeed because it was free. I got a couple of weeks into it, and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with knowing that my body could sustain life like that. I grew this tiny human, and now I'm keeping this person alive with nothing but milk that my body made, and it just fascinated me. Yeah, I think initially it was, for health reasons and financial. Definitely, that's a big one. But as it went through, I feel like it was a lot more comfort. It's just such a bonding experience, and but skin to skin, I just loved it. So that was my main reason.
At first I wanted to breastfeed because it seemed like the smartest thing to do. And then after I had Camille, I had such bad postpartum depression. It was the only thing that really kept me going.
What do you feel was your biggest obstacle, and how did you overcome it?
my biggest obstacle was the initial latch. She didn't latch on right away, and so they put me on a nipple shield. And so my biggest obstacle was weaning her from the nipple shield and getting her breast to breast to have that contact interaction.
The other big hurdle was pumping at work, feeling comfortable with a locked door and hearing people. I'm a teacher, so hearing people in the hallway and people knocking on the door, and just trying to keep the pump bag hidden and make sure the milk stayed cold. I guess both of those, it really just came down to determination. I said I was going to do it for at least a year for each of them, and I did. And we just keep going now.
When Calliope was 3 days old, she had to be admitted for jaundice, and I didn't have my milk in yet, and she was having a hard time sucking the colostrum out, and so the pediatrician at the hospital threatened that I would have to give her formula, and it really upset me a lot. And my sister was there with Sterling, and so my sister wet nursed Calliope, so she got her enough strength back, and she got to go under the lights. And then after being under the lights, she was able to drink my colostrum, and then the next day my milk came in. But
What advice would you give a mom who's deciding whether or not to breastfeed?
Educate yourself and get the support that you need. Find a breastfeeding friendly pediatrician and just learn all you can.
Do it. I think the most helpful thing anyone ever said to me was, you just have to get through the 6 weeks and then it's a piece of cake.
I would say go for it, and if your plan is to do it, really be committed, because there's so many obstacles, that you face.
Seek out people, because there's always, all of us breastfeeding moms are here to support each other. Unlike the rest of life, in this, we stick together and we're there to help. And just don't be afraid to ask for help.
Don't listen to what anyone else says. Do what you need to do, what you want to do, whether it's nursing, pumping, supplementing. It's what you feel is best for you, your baby, in that situation.
if you get anything in the mail from Infamil or Similac or any other brand of formula, throw it out, donate it, because if you have that in your home, you're likely to, when things are getting hard and your nipples are hurting, which is only going to last a short period of time, but you're going to look at it and be like, well, I'll just do that. That's easier. Or maybe your doctor or somebody in your life is going to tell you, are you sure your baby's getting enough from that? And you might, just trust that your body's making exactly what your baby needs.
Surround yourself with mothers who were successful in breastfeeding, and have that set up before you give birth. Join a group if you need to. Have a midwife, a doula, a lactation counselor already set up, so when you have questions, you have somebody to ask.
To educate yourself, as well as to have a really big support system, whether it be your fiance, your boyfriend, family, or friends.
I'd say don't give up. And if you are having any issues or feel you're having questions or any type of problems, to get help, because I think that the sooner you are able to get help, the less likely you are to give up, and that there may be something that someone can actually help you with to boost your supply or to help things going. And